Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 130 of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. And I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen, I am actually very pissed off with this game. Not because I'm bad, and not because it's annoying, but, like, because it's annoying. Not because, I hate the game, but I'm pissed off because that fight is, like, I've spent the last half an hour, because this is, like, only half an hour after I recorded the last part, looking up some strategies, looking up to seeing how people have dealt with him, and a lot of people just seem to have min-maxed their characters to a point where winning is still very hard, or still quite hard, but it's a lot easier because they've min-maxed, and you know they've put loads and loads of effort into their characters and whatnot. Well, not effort, but they've put loads and loads of like time trying to figure out the best possible, obviously, build for it. So we're gonna go try and make our characters a little bit stronger. Make them a little bit better for business, the job they're doing. I'm going to try and give myself some lighter armor, I think. I really should... I need to use potions more. See, the problem is with potions, I don't know what... plus 1 constitution for age, like 300 seconds, that's... You know what? Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I've got an idea. You know what? Let's go back here a minute. We're going to go back. I'm gonna chug potions for each character, and we're just gonna see if that helps. I don't know how many potions you can have on at once, get a character to chug at once, but we're gonna chug as many as we can. Because if I can't get past this, I'm just gonna get pissed off at the game, and I'm not gonna want to play it, and I can't do that. I need to finish this Let's Play, and I have to finish the White March because I started it. Therefore, it has to. I can't just not finish the White March now that I've started it. Oh, no shit, we need to go here. Right. So you've got a... That's plus... So... We've got 2 of those, so I'll give one to me.
Yeah.
And then I'll give that to Adia. That's 45 seconds, that's 50. That's just... No, fuck it. Yeah, we'll give it. Wait, Alof, what do your ones do? Yeah, those 2 potions don't really help you that much, so I'm just going to give you.
How may I help?
Right, that gives you a little bit more health. Well, that's just an endurance giver. Those are 2 different things, apparently. It's only for 30 seconds. I want the big ones, like the ones I give a couple of 100 seconds. That way we can, you know... That need some of those handing out. Yeah, these ones are not as useful because they're not instant health. But the problem is I don't know who the fuck would use these, and when there's the best time to use them. Because chugging potions, I mean, you still have to find a time to chug them. Like, I still think we need to, do some get some Oh great, she cannot use drinks or drugs. Well, you can.
Need something?
Right, fuck it, let's try one more time like this, and then if not, we're gonna go min-max some stuff. So I have read a strategy is to run down the stairs and hide down there, like hide in the corner with your characters. And use your tankier characters to hold the line. And you know, just fuck me. Right, fuck it. Fuck the potions. I'm just gonna reload and we're gonna try that strategy because fuck the potions. Because I've just realised I'd have to go do all the talking. Fuck that. We're just gonna go quickly. Fucking hell. I may have to do these off-specking off camera, ladies and gentlemen, because re-specking off camera, like if we fail this again, because I just don't feel like doing it again if I have to. Oh no, I've just fucking... No, I have to redo all the thing. Conversation, because I did too many autosaves. Oh, fuck's sake. So I have to go do the conversation again anyway, because we did too many, we went too many places, so yeah, just go deal with... I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. This is a pain in the ass for me just as much as you. Oh, I can promise you that much. Right. Fast mode activate. So the potions I took are literally pointless at this point.
Is it done then? I know what it is. One day only come.
Come on, fucking move faster, you cunt. Get to there, and we're gonna do no. I'm gonna do a quick save. Quick save should last until my next quick save. If you're not, fuck it. I'm just gonna do a. I'm going to save this as quick, so if I ever need this... I'm not going to do a quick save, I'm going to do an actual save, just call it quick. That way, whenever we need it, we can just come back to it. Right.
The Veil of Tears is only through the veil the fine. The only way.
Well, apparently I have to give up these for this.
Yeah?
See, this is what I can't do. They all just teleport anyway. It's like what the fuck is the point? Endurance on healing doesn't fucking heal people. Like, I don't understand what the fuck is like. These characters just don't do what they should be doing. And whoever strategy this was is utter shit. Do you know what? As soon as it gave me an option to talk to him this time, I've got an idea. I'm gonna have to min-max the pie to all live in hell for this idea to work. But it might very well work. Sweet, it worked. So Devil Karok, you're shit, so... Right, so...
Hey.
Yeah, Deer, go there.
What?
Durance, go back there. You go back there, and you go there.
Need something?
Right. All of you, off.
Right here.
The Veil of Tears. The only way.
Trike over there. Right. Do me a favor. Start that up, please. It doesn't say I can't dominate, so let's try and dominate this cunt. Ooh. We got him. Right, if you want to... Oh, no, don't do that. Do this.
Yeah.
Endurance, just get a heal going right about there, please. Ooh, your next spell would be that, please. Yep, that'll do there. Actually, not. I just want you to... Yeah, I think the Thunder Strike's coming again, so we'll be fine. Do that there. Ooh, that's quite a nasty problem right there, mate. If you just want to heal yourself, that'd be lovely. Durance, would you mind just using that there? I mean, I don't think you'll mind, you know. Just in case, just to be polite, in case you do mind. God, you're getting your head kicked in, mate. Use that there. Okay, so whoever recommended this strategy, I kind of... Yep, I see it. This strategy does work insanely fucking well. I know there's still a couple of other enemies to kill, but once you get past the main group of enemies, is it really an issue?
Yeah.
Like at this point, we're just kicking Koto's head in. Oh yeah, you guys can attack. I've just realised my guys we haven't even been doing natural attacks either. We've just been stood here waiting. If you wouldn't mind using, you know, something like, oh yeah, Minalota's magic thing there. There we go, Kato's dead. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. See? All you had to do was min-max the living fuck out of it. Second I got them into that corner, that fight was piss. And before you're asking, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I do call that cheap. I understand that was cheap. But that is how it had to be.
Sure.
Right, let's go for our inventories. Let's just put everything that isn't a... just put everything... Jesus fucking Christ, got so much crap in our inventory. Right. Now that that's over and done with, we can focus on more important things, like, you know, and you know, we're just gonna keep uniques and that armor there. The rest of this shit can go in here, and we'll, you know, keep everything, neat and everything, like. Fucking hell, that was a pain in the ass. Right, let's do a rest. And then a quick save. Because I ain't doing that a fucking again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have no clue what this has to do with the eyeless, but it better be it better mean I can just, like, you know, command the eyeless and tell them to fuck off. Because after all the effort I went through, I think I deserve that. That's a door somewhere else, and this is a massive, massive...
I used to have this big hound, like to dig for bones. Well, he'd be real excited right about now.
We'll leave that for now, because I don't want to progress something just yet, until I've looted everything around here, you know, just to make sure. So we can go. There's somewhere we can go there, and that's stairs upwards. Let's do this. Lodged between rows of crystalline rock, a large fragment of metal protrudes. It looks as if it might be possible to pry it loose. Pull out the metal fragment. At your touch, the splinter of metal begins to glow orange. Heat surges up your hand and arms and envelop you with such intensity you feel as though you are melting down. The heat spreads to the world beneath around you, turns it orange and then yellow and then white. The ground, the sky, everything around you drips in molten globs and begins to take shape beneath you as if you were invisible to invisible mold. You and the Shah are the last thing to melt and fall, and your addition to the molten pool completes the shape of immersion of an immense hammer. The metal cooks as quickly as it has been heated. The handle is gripped now by two great leathery hands, and the hammer is cocked back over a shoulder of a broad motted as a hilltop. The wielder whirls around when he uses the hammer, and you are flying upwards for what seems like an age into the airless blackness above. As you spin, you catch glimpses of a rock large enough to be a moon. It is close, far too close to the world. The force of the impact shatters hammer and stone alike. The rock is redirected outwards, but a selection of the front face is cleaved off and begins to fall, splintering apart at the cracks. In 100,000 fragments blossoming outwards in all directions, debris showers the atmosphere, travelling smoke and fire. Below, land and sea are far off, but gradually rising up. We'll look at the sea. The largest fragment, wide as a city, barrels downward in a fiery cocoon. Its size reduces as the edges immolate, but it won't burn up in time. It lands silently in the distant ocean, sending a column of water skyward and radiating ripples that spread like wrinkles in fabric. Then the sound comes tearing up through the sky. It sounds like thunder. Look to the land. Features are becoming clearer by the moment as you streak towards the earth. You are lodged in an enormous boulder, falling among the other smaller fragments that heat and burst around you on all sides. Beneath you, snow-capped mountains rise up, dotted here and there by cities of stone and adra. The impact will be the destruction of all of them. And the shadow of your rock fragments is visible now, getting larger by the second. You are moments away from striking the ground when a massive shape throws itself into your path. The last thing you hear sounds like another rumbling impact, but it isn't what it is. It's a chuckle, relieved, breathless. You hear two words: "Made it." Everything goes dark. You open your eyes. The metal hammer fragment has come free, and you now hold it in your hand. It is warm to the touch. The air around you is suddenly turbulent, spiteful. A cold, damp wind whips your face. Salt crystals collect in your nostrils and the creases of your eyes. The floor below you becomes blue-grey and glassy, churning and rolling, and when you fall, you crash through the water. Violent waves hurl and spin you around. Something slithers around your ankle, seizes you with incredible strength, and drags you down into silty depths. When the pulling stops, you are hovering at the center of an endless blue abyss. You see neither surface nor floor. You seem to be facing downward, but there is no way to be sure. A voice sounds from everywhere at once, and the immense pressure wave of each utterance sends you reeling.
Deceitful wretch! Grave robber! You who dig for that which you did not bury. Speak! Explain yourself and be judged.
I meant no harm. I come in search of answers.
You seek what is mine! What was rightfully lost!
The outburst propels you, sending you end over end.
Your actions speak for themselves. The battery opened. The forge ignited. You conspired with souls that evaded my judgment. Saw them infused into the very thing they had stolen from me. The dwarves sealed their own fate. The forge was meant to be forgotten. And now, here you are again, denying peace to the buried.
The turbulence around you calms. Silt settles like slow exhalation, and the vast dark seascape beyond the murk fades in. Rays of light trickle down from far above onto green-gold columns of kelp that rise from the depths and sway back and forth in the current. Fish and mollusks patrol them in groups of hundreds of thousands, the nearest you pass you with watchful eyes. What do you mean the forge is meant to be forgotten?
It was never meant for mortal use. Such power, such truths lie within it. It can bring only ruin. When the Pargrunen came to the White March, they were peaceful. They shared common beliefs and purpose. Their visions for the Forge tore them apart. You have seen this for yourself. They would have destroyed themselves in the end.
I kind of see I see your point.
I mourned the loss of the Pargrunen. Misfortune brought them here. They did not deserve to end so soon.
But what does it matter if something is remembered or forgotten? It is in the past, in either case.
Memories are the spirits of the past. You of all people should know their sway on the present, Watcher.
Okay, perhaps more than I'd care to admit.
Mortals measure the worth of their lives in memory. Who will remember me? How long until I am forgotten? Memory governs every thought, informs every choice. It can fuel passion, understanding, love, or it can create obsession, madness. You have seen it plague many souls in your travels. Consider the old Watcher who inherited unspeakable crimes from birth, or the young woman who committed herself to Brackenbury for love of things she remembered she had, or the fisherman whose life became a sentence the day he killed his sister, or the Glonfathen boy for whom an old medallion was worth more than all the fruits of his labors. They could be free from their burdens, if only they could forget.
Yeah, well, their burdens exist for a reason. Why should they be allowed to forget?
Many such people gain these burdens through no fault of their own. Others act to redeem themselves only to find their memories will not forgive them. The fires of Cold Morn died long ago. Yet vengeance still burns in this construct's mind. What is vengeance but a fire fueled by memory that consumes the soul?
A fun way to kill time?
Cold Morn is not but a memory now. If it no longer intruded on her thoughts, no longer haunted her dreams, she could live a life of her choosing.
Cold Morn is a part of her identity now, gives her purpose.
So often do we confuse memory with identity. But memory is who we believe we were, not who we actually are. She would have a different identity now, a more peaceful existence, if she could forget what led her down this path.
But I would lose my favorite conversation starter.
Even when problems have run their course, memory can be the stone that sinks you into the abyss.
Be that as it may, I must reject your moral paradigm. Paradigm? Yeah, paradigm, because it endangers as incomplete. It endangers as an incomplete conception of the good that fails to consider the importance of testing the soul.
Indeed. And what has led you to conclude you know better than a god, mortal?
Your supposition that peace of mind is tantamount to overall good is a flawed premise. Empirically, we know that struggling in a turmoil strengthens the soul as often as they strangle it.
That hardly sounds like an improvement on inner peace. Is that the extent of your argument?
No, actually, I submit to you that life is a framework to test the soul, and that an untested soul withers from disuse. Consequently, it is better to test the soul in order that it should thrive. If it breaks, it was no worse off than it were not tested at all.
There may be hope for you yet, Watcher.
Your reasoning is interesting, mortal. Perhaps there is something to it. But it is not my will to simply do good. Those broken souls that fail your test, those are the ones I love most. For no other god will have them. What small mercies they ask of me, I will always grant. Was there something else, mortal?
What are the bones of the one god doing sealed in the temple of another?
Do not play coy with a god, Watcher. I know you have seen his death. I feel it whenever a forgotten thing is taken from me. Abidin did not deserve to die here. This place, it was the least I could do to give his remains some privacy.
The least you could do?
The least I could do for ending his life.
Like dreams from your surroundings, the kelp forest becomes a corpse of black tendrils. A copse of black tendrils, stark and twisted and as regret.
I called the moon down to me, Ione brother. It was against his wishes. He would not listen to reason, would not listen to me. In his madness, he splintered the moon. But it was not enough. The greatest of the fragments still fell toward that which he would protect. In the end, he took position where it would fall, and absorbed the impact himself.
I fought Balafa and Kaulda.
Ione brother is their smaller sibling, tiny next to them.
Small enough that the world would survive its impact. But why the temple? Why the secrecy?
That time has been forgotten now. And so his death belongs to me. Everything he was before the impact.
But you slew another god. Surely the other gods know this. Surely Abaddon must know. Current surges through the kelp bed, pushing each plant sideways like saplings in a hurricane and propelling you backwards amidst a torrent of wayward fish.
No! He cannot know! He must never know! Understand, he was not always as he is now. His body was not all he left behind. He was devoted to progress and industry from the beginning. But so too was he devoted to preservation. In those times he would let nothing go. Nothing could be forgotten. His will was iron long before his body.
Preservation, so that was why he went so far to oppose you.
We agreed long ago, all of us, not to alter the course of Kith's civilization. Not directly. Not unless there were no other choice. But in this matter, there was no other choice. He understood that as well as anyone. It was for duty that he opposed it. I would have stopped it if I could, but by then it was too late.
What was it he was trying to preserve?
Time has finished much of what I started. I cannot tell you that, mortal, for fear of undoing all its costly work.
You make it sound as though you were the sane one.
The other gods knew what had to be done, but they lacked the will to go through with it. Even gods have their attachments. To erase all knowledge of such a grand thing required unthinkable devastation. The Eastern Reach, Deadfire. Mine was the only solution. When I called down Ione brother, they remained silent. Even Abaddon. He knew it was for the best, but he tried to stop it all the same. Perhaps deep down I knew he would. I should have expected it. I could have stopped it.
I want to ask you something about something else.
You may ask.
Why did you pull down an Ione Brathia?
The great conundrum of a god is how close to become with your subjects. Too far and they lose hope. Too close and your own judgment fails.
I guess dropping a rock on their heads is one way to fix that.
Civilizations are meant to ebb and flow. Allow them to persist for too long in power or knowledge, and you invite catastrophe. There was a time when we let our sympathies get the better of us, when memories were allowed to persist that should have been washed away. The other gods could not be moved to act. I did what had to be done without them.
You were too close to a civilization. Which do you speak of?
I speak of what is forgotten. I failed that day, but my purpose was achieved in the end. I will not dredge up the memory to satisfy idle curiosity.
The army that destroyed the dwarves, the eyeless, are they yours?
What the world casts aside, I take into my care. A thing may be forgotten, but it is never alone as long as I am here. They were lost children, abandoned, fixed on a purpose that no longer had meaning. I took them in, gave them new purpose. I did not create them, but yes, they are mine.
They are Abaddon's. I saw them forged.
They were his once. I won't deny it. He created them as assistants to carry out his work on Eora. But he has long been the overseer of progress in the world. Leaving things behind has always been his way. I allow him to leave his past in my care, so that it does not hold him back.
You and Abaddon have a unique connection then.
I suppose we do. But then, the gods have always been able to accomplish far greater things when working together.
Nearby, you see a shark pass through the school of fish. The fish scatter, evading the predator. I had something else to discuss about the eyeless.
Speak your mind.
You haven't given me the whole truth about the eyeless, have you?
Careful what you accuse a god of, mortal.
The water around you is suddenly icy. You feel it sap the heat from your veins. Abaddon didn't abandon those creatures. You made him forget them. Otherwise, he might remember how he died.
And what if I did, mortal? It does him no harm to forget. On the contrary, it lifts a burden. If Abaddon remembered, it would threaten the harmony between the gods. It was not so long ago that conflict between us led to disaster in your world, and the death of one of our number. Memory is but an image we create to make sense of the present. It carries no truth or meaning but what we ascribe. A slight alteration to it is a small price to pay for peace.
It's wrong to deceive him. I expected better from a god.
Memory deceives. It distorts. It reimagines. This is no different. The peace between the gods is already fragile. It will not withstand another shock.
I want to ask you something about something else.
You may ask.
You say on one hand you had to call down Aeoni Brathir, but on the other that you would have stopped it for Abaddon.
The death of a god is a calamity. You are living in the aftermath of one such death. Surely you can understand.
You have said that sympathy can't get in the way. What about yours for Abaddon?
He deserved better. Of all the other gods, he was the only one who acted, who held to his convictions.
The goddess of restlessness must have appreciated such a quality.
Yes. I admired him for that.
But it's more than that. You loved him. The pull and push of the current becomes long and heavy like a sigh.
Whatever he was to me, it was not meant to last. Always our duty is to Eora first. I knew he opposed what I intended. That he would wish to preserve what I meant to destroy. I knew it would cause a rift that might never be mended. But I never imagined he'd go so far. I never imagined it would mean I would never know him, as I once did.
If he doesn't remember dying, why not begin again with him?
Because it might cause him to remember. No, mortal. Better that we should exist as we are now. What happened once must never happen again. Bad enough that I am cursed to remember it.
Okay.
You may ask.
I need you to call off the eyeless.
On the contrary, mortal. Their work must continue. Far too much was uncovered while they lay dormant.
They draw attention to the very thing you wish to remain you wish hidden. In my dreams, I have seen them swarming over the Deerwood.
Those who know too much of the White Forge will be washed clean from Eora. and then the eyeless shall rest once more.
This isn't some lone tribe of dwarves. The Forge sees visitors from all over now. The Eyeless will tear Deerwood apart. It will never be forgotten. The sea life around you stirs back and forth, agitated, restless.
Even if it is as you say, there is nothing that can be done. The eyeless do not think for themselves. They have only the purpose that is given to them. They do not stop until the purpose is fulfilled. They will not change course now for me or anyone. I am sorry.
Kato said they could be called off.
Only if those they pursue are no longer a threat. The raid Sarens were stopped before they could take the White Forge. In your case, Watcher, you are well beyond that now. And if what you say is true, then the Deerwood is as well.
This was your doing. You must intervene.
The interventions of gods seldom work out in anyone's favor. Our touch is too heavy. The world crumbles beneath it. It is why we so often enlist the help of mortals. They execute our wishes with greater care. I have done far too much already.
Fine. If you won't stop them, then I will.
Your determination is commendable. But the eyeless number in the thousands. You will need more than strength or luck.
Then the help of a god would be most welcome.
I will give you what aid I can. I bade the eyeless to remain hidden when at rest. They are gathered in the hollow of a great rock, splintered from Ione Brother. It lies in a flooded crater known as Kairon's Scar. Know, too, that they were built to answer the call of their master's hammer. When they hear it strike, they come to its aid. If you were to take that piece of his hammer from here and reshape it in Abaddon's forge into a likeness of the original, you might be able to call them to you. But destroying them would be another matter. I know of one way, but only from the center of the Lion's Den. Only with their master's hammer in your service. If you can do all this, if you can reshape what remains of Abaddon's hammer and bring it inside their lair, I can instruct you there on what you would need to do.
It would be easy if you told me now.
Nothing I say will make sense until you see it for yourself, mortal. We share a common purpose now. I will see you through it when the time comes.
Okay then, I will remake the hammer in the White Forge and stop the Eyeless.
If you do not, be assured, they will come for you as they did for the Pargrunen.
An uneasy turbulence disturbs the calm water like an unwelcome
Careful
thought.
as you approach the lake. When I claimed the Eyeless, I made sure they would not be discovered while they slept. Many of my most devoted followers stand watch there. They will not allow you near. And there is something far worse. Something more fearsome and dangerous than any Eyeless. Let us hope you do not attract its attention.
What is it? In place of an answer, a sudden surge in the current from beneath you sends you hurtling upward. The surface above you approaches fast, shifting and glimmering like quicksilver. You emerge soaking wet on the stone floor of the reliquary, gasping for breath as if you'd been holding it in for hours.
Huh?
Well then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the next part we'll do the level ups and everything else. But you got a long part, so see you guys next part. See you guys then.